Hi Andrew.
Hello.
How are you today?
Very well indeed, thank you.
Tell me, where are we right now?
This is the entrance to Labman. It's always been the entrance to Labman. A bit small, the rest of it's got a bit bigger.
What's the first thing you did when you got to work today?
Oh my goodness gracious me, let the dog out of the car, which sometimes gets forgotten, got to be very careful. Say hi to business support.
Who is the first person you usually see when you get to the office?
I don't know. I think it might be Gilly waiting to say hi.
How long have you been at Labman?
Oh, yes, 33 years.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
It varies, doesn't it? So there's the odd morning when it's a bit slower. Yeah, get up early, go for a run with the dog.
What time do you usually wake up?
There's no usual either. It's probably 6 o'clock.
Tea or coffee?
Always, again, coffee. Got to be coffee, but you know, tea time, piece of toast, slice of cake.
Dogs or cats?
Pardon?
Dogs or cats?
Oh, definitely dogs, afraid. Always. Loyal friend.
What is the one word your colleagues would use to describe you?
Oh, there's an awkward one, isn't it? I don't know, absolutely no idea. Perhaps a little bit eclectic.
Eclectic? How would you describe yourself?
I'd say powerfully important.
Great.
I don't know. No, of course I'm not. How do you describe yourself? You shouldn't really have to describe yourself at all. It's not really a thing that, no, it's like asking a lady her age.
When did you know Labman was something special?
Labman became special as soon as we got to the stage where you were virtually turning down jobs. So you started a little business and you kept going and you were always looking for work all the time, and then you entered a phase where actually you had enough work and the odd person was coming along and you had to say, yes, we can't start yet. That's when you suddenly thought, yes, it's going to make it. That's what's going to make it work.
Where's your favourite place in the Labman building?
Where is it? Many places, but on a lovely day like today, probably on the roof. Apart from that, it's nice to move. Perhaps sitting in the massage chair, perhaps going into a place you've never been before to have a sit down, little meeting rooms, that sort of place.
What's your go-to snack during the day?
No go-to snacks. You can't have go-to snacks. I suppose every now and again someone might give you, there might be a piece of cake for a birthday. And I'm not too far from the kitchens. So a piece of cake, that's good.
What do you do to switch off?
Go and take things to bits. I can do that. Fix things. Of course it is. We're engineers, so it's fixing things. Love to fix things. It's great. It's very rewarding.
If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
If you weren't in this, sadly, probably hospitality. It's a people thing. Restaurants, cafes, things like that. Great fun. It's all about people. Engineering is about people and brackets, but it's all about people, and it's a people thing.
If you weren't doing, what's a skill you wish you had?
Yes, those people who control the world with software. Everything's controlled with software. The lights come on with software. The cars whizzle on the roads with software, and the lights change to red every time you come up to them. Everything's software driven. So actually, if everyone had a handle on software and were able to program and organize and structure with the software, it'd be a different place, wouldn't it? Especially if I was in charge, of course.
What's one thing people don't usually know about you?
Yeah, but that'd be giving the game away, wouldn't it? Especially on camera, that's not going to work at all. Okay, but actually, been to the top of Everest 4 times.
Have you really?
Well.
What was Labman like like when you joined?
Labman was, as it is now, in some ways, really friendly. There were only 6 of us, tiny little space, trying to do things with basically, as it is from now, inadequate equipment, inadequate resources, but we made it.
What's the first system you remember working on?
The first system was for Australia, and we made a machine dissolving bauxite samples that we took out to Australia, which was fantastic to think that even when we were a tiny little business, someone was willing to risk their career basically on us making a special machine.
What was 90s Labman like?
What was
90s Labman?
90s? We were halfway through 90s. 90s. Crumbs, I've got to think about that. We were still embryonic, struggling, but building stuff. So building systems, building structures, building relationships with customers. Even from the very beginning, we were working with the big boys, working with Pfizer and AstraZeneca and Unilever and people like that. So it's always been there, but much more difficult. It's much more difficult when you've got less facilities and less people. You haven't got that. You haven't got that breadth of knowledge and capability and resource that we've got now.
So tell me, what is this wall here?
Who put that there? Yes, it's a wooden wall that hides our newest feature. So behind the wall is another building exactly the same size, empty as yet. And the plan is over the next 5 to 8 years to fill it with what we're doing now. And we know we can do it because we've got the orders. We know we can do it because we can train the people. All we have to do is train at the right rate and get the whole thing set up so it operates at a larger scale. Not easy, I must say.
That's exciting stuff. What's the hardest lesson you learned early on?
I haven't learnt it yet. I think the hardest lesson is always going to be deciding, is it a lesson? Yes. How to go about evaluating the quality of what you're trying to do. So if somebody wants something in any business, you need to decide what the compromises are. Do you spend more money and try and charge more? Do you try and make it cheap and effective but try not to spoil the quality? Does the equipment or machine or device or service work properly? So the lessons are all about deciding where to pitch your costs in relation to what you're providing.
What's changed the most about Labman over the years?
I think that the elements of supply are easier than they used to be. Things come easier, they're easier to order, they're easier to get. You've got much more control. Annoyingly, these software people do have their advantages. The intranet, which runs our manufacturing systems basically, anything from the timesheets to the order books to the way we track project and project QA, the way we organize everything is run through our intranet. That's just the most invaluable tool. In fact, that differentiates us in some ways than to everybody else.
And what stayed exactly the same?
Obviously, I've got no older. What stayed exactly the same? Oh, the enthusiasm. Everyone's enthusiastic. That's absolutely the key to it. It's the most fascinating job to do. It's the most fascinating arena to be providing equipment in. It's great. It's brilliant.
Do you prefer in-person or online meetings?
Oh, in person, of course. Online's hard. But you've got to do it, that's fine, isn't it? It's surprising they're not better. So we've had 20 years of online meetings and they're still a little bit ropey. Wouldn't it be great if they were 10 times better than they were 15 years ago?
Are there any old Labman systems that stick with you?
Stick with me, did you say? Stick? I don't know. In other words, there's a lot of them, and you think about them, you're thinking, oh yes, I'd forgotten all about that. But you know, it varies very much in terms of what you're doing as to what you're thinking about. Making heart sensors, that they're still going. I don't know what happened. It must be 20 years old in London. doing the bauxite stuff. Perhaps some of it's still working in Australia. A lot of our stuff now we maintain all the time. It's not as if we weren't doing very different things, actually. It's just a wider audience and a larger variety of mad things. Because people trust us. So it's all about trust. I'm not sure what's happening here. Is that? No, I think a bottle must have split.
What's your favourite machine, guys?
The favourite machine? I know, a machine that we've made, do you think, or a machine that we've bought?
Any machine.
Any machine. The most amazing machine here is we laser cut stuff. That's great. Fantastic. And 3D print stuff, that's fantastic. I think when you have a flat sheet of laser cut stuff and you then, I was going to drink it. Thank you, Glenn. You cut a piece of stainless steel and you take it to the press and go boom, 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 and there you are. Fantastic shapes. And you can do that. You used to do that with a solid piece of aluminium, and it would take days to machine, literally. Now we laser cut, go to the press, fold it up, there you are. There's your device virtually.
What's one thing you're still learning?
How not to touch things, perhaps. What is still learning? Still learning about people. It's all about people. So learning about our customers and markets and how it ticks and how it operates, and it's always changing, and learning how to get everything just a little bit better. Everything's improvable. The equipment's improvable. Other people's equipment's improvable. Systems are improvable. Processes are improvable. We're still learning how to get all those little bits a little bit better. Perhaps these sorts of interviews could be better.
What's your most memorable day at Labman?
The most memorable day? Well, there isn't one. There was one a couple of years ago when I got the water tipped over my head at the Lab Fest, which we have every year in the summer. Is it memorable when we get a really good order? No, because you were sort of expecting it. Is it memorable when something bursts into flames? Well, they don't very much these days. They used to. They don't do it very much anymore. So yeah, no, I'd say there aren't memorable days. Every day's memorable. You can hark back to many things.
That's a good sign. What's the biggest risk Labman ever took?
The biggest risk that we ever took was when we started. The biggest risks were the first chunks of cash that we put in the business in the first 6 years, I think. When you didn't know it was going to make it, and you thought an order might come in, and you needed to pay the salaries. So you didn't really know much. Now, the risks are just as great, but it's a larger enterprise. So it's much easier to take the risk, because overall the whole company, it's not quite so impactful. But in terms of actual cash, it's a lot, and we do that continually. It's about taking risks. Our customers are taking risks because they're bespoke custom machinery.
Final question.
Final question. What?
Why Labman?
Why Labman? Basically, I'm pretty unemployable, so I had to do it myself. That's how it feels sometimes. Thank you very much. Do you want to do it again?